conditioned during the summer. I love the competitiveness. I love the chippiness. Obviously, we want to keep it as clean as possible, but you love to see that it matters. It's not just a league for fun. It's a lot more than that here at Michigan Elite Hockey. Thanks for joining us here on the broadcast. 1 minute to go in this one, and Team Morgan, their second power play opportunity in this one. Looks like that extracurricular bump after the whistle will be called, so another power play opportunity for Team Morgan. 0 for 1 on the afternoon so far. Great pass in front. Oh, the backhand saved once more by Ward. Wanting that one back is Gino DePonio. Great chance in front.
Yeah, Ward is really strong in front. Anywhere really where there's an opportunity to make the save, it seems like he's going to make the stop almost every single time. So this is a chance where Team Morgan's got to put Brandt in front of the net. I'm looking for the size.
43 seconds remaining in the first. That one just wide.
I would love that puck along the ice to get ramped off the blade of Brandt. You're not going to beat Ward if he can even see the puck and if it doesn't deflect.
Brettauer with it. Gives it off to Dumas. Dumas back to Brettauer. They switch positions. Brettauer creeps in. Shot taken. That one skips off a skate and wide.
That one was on the ice, and it was a good idea right there to get it off Brandt, but I like what Team Posa is doing.
Tie up at center. This one's going to be called as well, so we'll have some offsetting penalties for 56 seconds, some 4-on-4 hockey, as we've got only 12.1 remaining in the first period in this one.
That's just a tough play. That's one where you're looking at it, if you're Cooper Massimino, you're looking at it and you're just like, what else was I supposed to do? Because, I mean, he kind of just had to do it. It was going to be a breakaway other way, and wouldn't necessarily say he meant to trip him, just kind of collided with Sticks got caught up on the collision, but it's one of those plays where there's really nothing you can do with a defender.
Not the worst penalty to take, even if it was accidental. 6 seconds remaining in this one. One last chance for Team Morgan to get on the board in the first. That shot taken, fought off by Ward, and the buzzer will sound to end the first period. So Team Posa, 3 seconds into this one with the first goal of the game, courtesy of Konstantinos Karadimas. And then about 2 minutes later, Caden Mason added to that lead, made it 2-0, and after 20 minutes of play, it's the team in gold up 2-0 on Team Morgan.
I really like the way that both of the teams are playing right now. They're really aggressive, and I really like how Team Posa started, and I really like how Team Morgan ended that period. I know they didn't add a tally on the board. They wasted a couple power play opportunities. Wasted is a word I'll use very lightly because they had some good chances, but in the grand scheme of things, wasted with no goals, but they've really evened the playing surface. Because off the bat, you see Team Posa attack, and you start thinking to yourself, oh boy. Because sometimes that's what happens in summer league development hockey is games can get away from you, and a lot of times, it's summer league. We're down quick. We're not going to win this game, whatever. They're better than us. Let's start trying new things and just start getting fancy. And Team Morgan kind of just went back to what works and they just kind of flipped the switch, it seems like.
Once we continue here in the second period, it'll be 44 seconds of I would say power play time. Now it's 4-on-4, but it'll be 44 seconds of 4-on-4, and then Team Posa will have their first minute or so of power play time after that one expires. And if you're new to Michigan Elite Hockey, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. We do 20-minute periods. We do about a 2-minute break between the first and the second period, and halfway through the second period, that's when we take our big break, about 10 minutes or so. We get a fresh cut of the ice, we go to break, the kids go to their locker room, catch their breath, and that's how we roll here at Michigan Elite Hockey. Into the second period we go. Teams switching sides, goaltenders still the same. Team Posa in the goal, now defending the net on your screen. Team Morgan in the light blue opposite side. 4-on-4 hockey for another 15 seconds. Back up at the point. Alvarado with it. Likes what he sees, takes a shot, looking for the top corner, but that's fought off by the arm of Ward.
That is a heck of a defensive IQ play by Sorman right there. He saw the defense leaking down the post, and he completely just left his assignment and went to the open attacker.
Chance in front, that one popping up. Team Morgan still with it. Power play time over. The fifth skater on for Team Posa, and they're going to use him right off the bench. Waiting for his teammates to join him. Pass back. That was to Adar, cross-ice feed. That one, friendly fire. Good keeping right on the blue line. Power play for another 37 seconds. It's our first power play time of the game for Team Posa. below the goal line. This one's taken by Karadimas. He scored the first goal of the game 3 seconds in. Yes, 3 seconds in, as he's looking to add another one. Here's Adar with it. Throws it down low. Stevens goes cross ice. Now back to Adar at the point. 12 seconds of power play time remaining. Nifty play for the two wingers pressing up on the blue line, and that'll skip up and out of play.
There's a time when you look at the defense, and especially with number 5 in goal for Team Posa, and you look at the skill and the talent, the mitts on the back end, there's a time and place to use them. I don't know if that was the time and place. That is a chance that gets blown dead just because a little too fancy, sticks in the passing lane and broken up. That's one you want to see him get rid of right away, keep the puck moving. But instead, he allows the wingers to collapse both and kind of basically make them freak out.
The little power play time for Team Posa will trickle off the clock. So back to 5-on-5 hockey we go. Team Posa in the gold, looking to add to their lead. Stevens with it. Throws it down low. Nifty little tip on the goal line, trying to get that into the top corner. Stevens once more. Great save by Sherbati coming over.
Yeah, really good stop with the skate. I believe it just hit off the edge of his pad, if not the skate blade crashing over back to the post. It's a tough save to make as a goalie when you're committed one way to flip it the other way.
2 minutes, 20 seconds into the second period here at Bigby Coffee Ice Cube of Brighton. This one tipped down the ice. Skating back for that one is number 14, Zachary Wansu. Backhander picked off at center, taken by Flamini. Flamini will flip it down low. Ward out to play. They'll give it off to Andrew Combs, his defenseman. At center, Nada trying to connect with Stevens. Skipped off his stick. No harm, no foul, as his teammate will pick it up and flip it back to Nada. Flamini with it, Nada trailing. Dylan Flamini able to get through two. Shot taken, that one into the glove of John Ward.
I mean, that's just a shot where you're looking for a whistle, you're looking for fresh legs, and you're looking for something to change right there, because for a moment there, you just had nothing moving for you in either way. It was a good individual effort to put the puck on net, get a whistle, and one thing Team Morgan did so well in the first period that you need to carry over here, still trailing by 2, they controlled the faceoff dot. I think they won about 75% of the draws in the first period. I wish I was tallying them now that I think about it. There we go.
Massimino gets it off the draw, throws it into the corner off a couple bodies. Massimino with it, trying to bake it down low once more, same result. Good play there once more by Massimino, but it's taken by Team Posa at center. Team Morgan still looking for their first tally in this one, and they've had their chances. Just happens to be that John Ward is in net for Team Posa.
Yeah, he's been spectacular, but as we talked about in the first period, you got to get bodies in front of him. You got to get bodies in front of any goalie, but especially John Ward, who's had an excellent first, I'll say, 45 minutes of hockey in the Michigan Elite Summer he's played.
And it seems, the second and third rebound, that's the only goals that have been scored on him, and that's something that he's not given up today. He has not given up many rebounds at all.
I want to rephrase that too. Goal, singular.
Yes. Noah Walter with it. Oh, excuse me, that's number 43, Ross Blastic for Team Posa. Now it's over to Walter. Walter entangled in that one.
I'm shocked, given that the little quick whistle. I'm shocked he didn't get one blown there. I mean, the whistle was active in the first. I thought I saw some penalties that got called that were weaker than that one. I'm not saying that was at all a penalty, but nonetheless.
That one skips through some bodies in front. Blastic with it, taking the shot. Sherbati makes a stand-up save. That one may have rang off the post if I heard it correctly.
It rang off his mask.
Ah, that's what it was.
That's a good stick.
5 minutes gone here in the second period.
I would have liked Landon Wilkerson right there to let the puck go to the edge, because if his back checker wasn't in the perfect spot, he didn't look over his shoulder and see. There could be some on-ice communication that we just didn't hear between, looked like it was Waylon Smith on the back pass for Team Post on the back check with his D partner Wilkerson. But if Waylon Smith isn't there, Wilkerson goes to the wall and Team Morgan gets moving. That's a wide open man in the slot. So I'm not saying that there wasn't any communication on the ice that, hey, I'm here in the slot, go to the wall, but Same time, you have to be careful if you're Landon Wilkerson.
Xavier Dahl on the dot for Team Morgan. They had it for a second, but it escapes the zone. Jack Ryder snaps it across. Gives it off to his Catholic Central teammate. Numerous Catholic Central skaters out. We've got 3 of them on for Team Morgan. Nifty little keeping at the blue line by Alvarado. Bashi gets taken down, able to get it forward. Stretch pass just a little bit too far as Sorman chases that one down. Team Morgan now with it, charging with numbers. Alvarado taking the shot off the left pad, the rebound, and that one goes into the back of the net. Team Morgan, their first goal of the game, the shot taken by Alvarado, and the goal courtesy of Xavier Dahl.
That's a really good play, and I mean, who else but Alvarado to start that rush, and a really good play. Normally you'd see anybody at the age of these players on the ice and the hockey development IQ try to drop that puck to the outside wing and be a little fancy, as I like to say, but really good play just to put the puck on net. Low glove side shot. Ward makes a save, but when you make the save, you're bound to give up a rebound once in a while. That one just perfect net front crash. My goodness.
And maybe the players of Team Morgan heard us up in the broadcast booth talking about how to get one past John Ward as they get one right off the rebound there. Another shot taken there in tight, saved by Ward.
It's a really good save on a point blank. That was a one-timer from the top of the blue paint that he also had a body in front of him, just had to be in kind of the right place.
Brody Hilton was the shooter on that one. We are nearing the halfway point in the second period, 13:35 to play.
What a pass.
Oh, and finding the back of the net. Looks like Xavier Dahl picks up his second in just a minute of time. We got a tie game here.
Also the second primary assist from Cameron Alvarado. What an absolute dart. And right now you're looking at Xavier Dahl, and he's probably thinking to himself, how in the world? And those are the pucks that sometimes beat goaltenders. Ward's probably thinking to himself, Ward would have liked that shot to be a rocket. He didn't want that thing to be whiffed and flutter past him on the ice. He was completely expecting something top glove, top blocker, and that's exactly where the puck looked like it was going, top glove, until it just slid under the heel, and that's got to feel good on the other side. Force your body. I mean, your team gets 2 quick ones back, you're in this game.
So Team Posa to open up the first period scored 2 goals in just over 2 minutes of time. Now it's Team Posa's turn, 2 goals in less than a minute, and we are all tied up at 2. Landon Wilkerson with this one. Looking to connect with Whitman Park. Decent play there. Park now with it. Trying to send that one around the boards, but it skips off the glass and out of play. 13:03 to go in the second period, and just like that, I hope you didn't go take a restroom break or anything, because we're tied up at 2.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the aggression from Team Morgan, how good they've been at flipping the ice. This is where we need to see Team Posa react, because this is where they kind of struggled to react for, I want to say, about 25 minutes of week 1 in their matchup, until they finally did and took 2 quick goals and took the lead, and then kind of were just pounced on right after that. But they got to react right away. They need shots on Sherbati, who's had nothing to do seemingly the last 7 minutes.
Here comes Team Morgan. Centering pass skips out in front. Loose puck finally stabbed to the corner. Jack Dumas battling in the corner against Landon Wilkerson. Here's Stevens with it now. He'll break out of his own zone.
Whoa, that was too many men. They had 6 on the ice for a solid 4 seconds. I'm shocked they didn't get called. The defenseman in the play was quite literally the defenseman that jumped over the boards early. You saw him immediately turn around and go back. That is a break. And that's offsides. There you go. A little late whistle, but
the whistles are active. Yes, they do work.
I can't believe, I'm looking at the replay right now, I can't believe that didn't get called.
12:08 to go in the second period, nearing the halfway point in this one, and we are all tied up at 2. Gino DePonio on the dot, unable to win that one for his squad. That one sent deep into the Team Posa end. First one on it, Louis Adair. Here's Team Posa. Charging into this end is Kochenitz.
We just need something offensively. That's quite literally, I think, what needs to be the message for Team Post is we just need something. That's not what you need. This is not the time. Okay, never mind. That was nasty.
Here we go once more. Team Posa over the line. Taking a check into the boards there was Olo Sorman.
I was going to say it's not the time to be fancy. It's the time to kind of draw back into the fundamentals and just hit the puck in the offensive zone. But, I mean, that was a nifty move, and it paid off.
Sorman able to give it off to his teammate. Excuse me. That was Kochenitz with it. 11 minutes to go here in the second period. Brandt with it. Into the corner he goes. Brandt gives it off to his teammate. Circles the net, loose pass in front. Decent opportunity there, but no shot taken yet. Sorman going off in a change. He's had an extended shift, and Team Morgan will caress this one at center. Here's Dylan Levin. Levin, behind the net he goes. Fresh skaters on for Team Morgan, right onto the ice. Here's Trenton Rockman with it. Gives it off to his teammate, Gino DePonio. DePonio looking to weave his way through three. He can't do so. Nearing the halfway point in this one. That pass tipped just wide of the recipient.
Yeah, good stick by DePonio right there in the neutral zone.
Karadimas down low. That one skips to the opposite team. DePonio with it. Here's Anthony DePonio with some speed. Heads towards the net, circles around it instead. With his head up, looking for an open lane. Finds Rockman. Rockman couldn't handle that one cleanly.
One more. He had a man wide open.
Here's Stevens with some speed. Gets to the puck, but a good defensive play.
Really good back check. Stevens is a tough battle in the offensive end. He is talented.
Alvarado able to track him down on that breakaway opportunity. 9:30 remaining in the second period. Next whistle, we'll have our halftime break.
They're tired. Team Morgan is tired on that rush. You could see the two attackers that didn't have the puck. They were struggling to get up the ice.
Alvarado's cross-ice feed finds Whitman Park on the opposite squad. Turnover at the point. Alvarado gets it down low eventually. Now taken by Anthony DePonio. Shot taken off the pad of Ward. Whitman Park had it for a second, lost it. That one goes offside, and with 9 minutes to go in the second period, we will reach our halftime break here at Michigan Elite Hockey. It was Team Posa that jumped out to the 2-0 lead 2 minutes into this one, and Team Morgan here in the second period, 1 minute apart. Xavier Dahl with 2 goals ties this one up. We'll be back in about, I'd say 10 minutes or so with the second half of this one. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to week 2 of Michigan Elite Hockey between Team Morgan and Team Posa. We are back from our halftime break. It's 2-2, 10 minutes, well, 9 minutes to go in the second period. Welcome back. Ryan Radosevich joined alongside Sean Mesa. And that one goes up and into the protective netting. Apparently the field goal is good. That's not going to count for 3 points, though, here in Michigan Elite Hockey. And, yeah, welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing this, and early on, I'm really looking at Team Morgan to keep doing what they were doing. Because, I mean, the 2 quick goals they scored were fantastic, but I'm really looking for them to just absolutely explode right away. Just keep doing it. You don't want to fall back in and kind of give Team Posa momentum back. You kind of stole it all.
And we've got a pair of new goaltenders for each squad. That's how we roll here in Michigan Elite Hockey. Halfway through, if we do have a backup goalie, we'll give them some love, we'll give them some play. And they're in. So John Ward's evening is done for Team Posa in the gold. Stepping in is number 32, Nicholas Kogut. And then replacing Jacob Sherbati on your screen right now is Charlie Nebus, who gets put into the back of the net. Not the puck, just the player. As the net just engulfed in there.
Yeah, we saw how this kind of worked in week 1, and obviously we know how it works in terms of new goaltender in the net, but in terms of putting the puck on the net right away. I haven't seen a puck since warm-ups, and a lot of them don't take pucks during warm-ups, given that it's short. They just give it to the starter, all of it. So you want to just really put traffic and put pucks on net. Don't let them get comfortable either way. We saw Kogut, 14 Posa, get comfortable in game number 1, and it really hurt.
Team Morgan with the puck right now. Here's number 48, walk up with it, takes a shot. That one may have bounced off the mask of Kogut. Another net off its hinges, and we'll have to blow play dead once more. 7:47 to go in the second period. Yes, that is correct. If you missed it, we have a halftime here, and we'll be repeating that all season long. So sorry for the viewers that have been here game in and game out, year by year, but that's how we rock here at Michigan Elite Hockey.
I like that shot, though. It's not an easy shot. It's right where only the kids can really get it. High blocker side next to the ear. Just really good save.
And there's the first or the second official save of the game there for Kogut.
Yeah, testing his rebound control early, and it was a little shaky right there. I mean, it's a tough one to really control, and Kogut's probably thinking that right now as he kind of takes a sigh of relief that rebound didn't get carried away. But those fluttering pucks that are difficult with sticks right on the outside of the blue.
Anthony DePonio has that pass picked off by Kochenes. And his own now with it, Lucas Bredauer. That feed picked off, shot taken into the body of number 46, Cooper Massimino.
You know, talking to Coach Morgan in between games, or in between halftime, excuse me, he kind of said the same thing. We said, what happened in the first? He said, I really couldn't tell you. And then we said, what happened in the second? He goes, we broke down. That's quite simply what happened on the second goal. He goes, the first goal, though, I really don't think anyone in the building can tell you what happened except for the forward line on Team Posa that just went end-to-end in 3 seconds off the bat. So they kind of found themselves in that hole right away, but Coach Morgan likes how his team reacted. I like how his team reacted especially, but, I mean, they reacted in a fantastic way to right back in this game.
Right back in this game, indeed. If you want a quick little recap of this one, it was Team Posa jumping out to a 2-0 lead at 2 minutes and 7 seconds into this one, and Team Morgan just before half, 2 goals of their own, courtesy of Xavier Dole in less than a minute, and we're all tied up at 2. 6 minutes remaining here in the second period. Whitman Park trying to snap that one forward, gets blocked. Loose puck at center, taken by Team Morgan. Here's Gino DePonio. There's a pair of DePonios on Team Morgan. Gino is number 10, and Anthony is number 5. And you know what? They look similar, believe it or not.
They play a very similar game. Sometimes it's not the case with siblings, but they play a very similar game. They obviously look very similar on the ice in terms of stature, but they play a very similar game, at least to the naked eye. There's obviously stuff that one does, the other doesn't, blah, 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 that coach speak will give you, but to the naked eye, they're very similar players.
That stretch pass finds its way all the way to Kogut and net from Catholic Central. He'll cover it up for a faceoff on the near side of the ice with 5:30 to go in the second.
I mean, this guy get pressure on him. He hasn't really seen much. He's seen that one shot that was high in blocker side. They made a really nice save. Other than that, Team Morgan hasn't had a lot of shots get through, and kind of same can be said on the other end for Team Posa. I don't think they've had a single shot on net in the first 4 minutes here of the second half.
Team Posa looking to turn that stat around as they throw one towards the net, glances off a body into the near side corner.
Boy, that felt weird to say, this half.
Yeah, it does. No, half the time I say this half, I feel like I'm saying something wrong, but nope, that's how we do it here.
Oh, here we go.
Puck
Just
turned
take a
over.
shot.
Here's Sorman creeping in, takes a shot, saved by Nebus.
It's a smart shot, though. You had nothing to do. Ew.
Ooh, good play. What a nasty stick handling there by Sorman. Nasty in a good way. Here comes Rockman. Rockman centers that one. High slot shot taken just wide. Rebound saved by Kogut. Tripping penalty going to be called, and Sorman, or excuse me, Jack Dumas raises his head in the air after that one. Obviously not what he intended to do, but still going to happen and still going to be called.
Yeah, he just went to go get the puck and missed the puck completely, caught a skate, and once again, it's kind of like the penalty that Cooper Massimino took earlier for Team Morgan. It's not one that you look at as saying, well, I meant to do it, but it's one you look at as saying, that's just that's unlucky. There's nothing you can do as a player, but big power play for Team Posa because they've really had nothing going their way as of late.
They've had I'll say a pseudo power play. They've had about 1 minute of power play time in this one. Didn't get anything going, so this is their first official power play, and we're going to have a cross-checking call. So scratch what I just said. Karadimas showing a little bit of frustration off that play. He's going to get 2 minutes. I'd assume 2 minutes for cross-checking on that one.
Yeah, that's tough. That is really tough, and that's something that's not going to make Coach Posa happy at all. See, it's power play, 9 seconds and gone, but I mean, now we skate 4-on-4, and last time we skated 4-on-4, we only skated for 47 seconds, but it was very apparent that Team Morgan was controlling that 4-on-4 field. Your Team Posa, puck control's big. You got to win this face-off because they haven't controlled the draws all day at all.
Jacob Brandt in the blue on the draw for Team Morgan, and they win it. 4-on-4 hockey for another minute 50 here. With 4 minutes to play in the second period. Lots of open ice here. Let's see who wants to take that lead as we're deadlocked at 2. Nada pushed to the ice, throws it to the far side, picked up by Team Morgan. Over the blue line they go. That one slips over to Brandt. Brandt tried to connect back up at the point with Walkup, but it's taken the other way. A good little poke check there. That could have been a 2-on-1 for Team Posa. Instead, it's Dylan Flamini backtracking in his own end.
Could have been 3 if Stevens didn't get kind of angled away at the blue line.
Vince Walkup out of AAA CompuWare, skating for them currently, gives it off to Flamini. A minute and some change in the 4-on-4 remaining. Cross-ice feed picked off at center.
I don't like that pass.
Here's Steven. Steven has Nada to his side, gives it off to him. Nada with his head up, takes the shot into the body, and Nebus holds on for a face-off.
Yeah, he never really had enough time to settle that puck down. It kind of fluttered and went off the blade at a weird angle. You could see it in the air. It kind of just fluttered a little slow to the net, and it was a very easy stop to make.
And don't worry, everybody that was totally worrying at home. I got my glasses now, so we're good. We can see everything crystal clear in this one. Loose puck in the corner, taken by Team Posa for a second. Bashi bashes in the half wall for it. Blasek trying to get away from number 47, Lucas Bredauer. Now it's Team Morgan. They charge through center.
Ooh, that was nifty.
Ryder with it. Down to the ice he goes, no hand in the air. 3 minutes remaining in the second period, about 30 minutes of 4-on-4 remaining. Back behind his net is Kogut. Gives it off to the near side. Noah Walter will shift it to the far side instead, taken by Adar.
He's going to wheel it. He's going to take it himself down the right side.
He loves doing this stick handling all the way down. If he's got the space, loses it on the third man, challenging.
Yeah, he just angled himself out of his own skates. He had a really nice move right there, but just one too many is what it seemed like.
One man back on the ice for Team Morgan. 5 seconds of, dare I say, power play time, as that time has now expired. Back to 5-on-5 hockey in this one. Turnover. Team Morgan able to pick it up in the offensive zone. Behind the net it goes. Decent little play to get it to some open ice, but it's taken by a Luke Morgan skater. Down behind the net, Jack Johnson with it. Adair sticks that one forward. Loose at center, diving play. You love to see the effort there. As Adair has it once more. Gives it off to Park. Park battling 3. He loses it. Hilton takes it the other way. Hilton whisks that around the end boards. The first one on it. Kochenis for Team Posa. Checked against the boards by Johnson. Johnson with it now. Back up at the point. That one gets all the way through Kogut. Easy pad save. Another one paddles that one aside. That one off, looks like the side of the net there. A good chance there by Jack Johnson.
It went off the back apron, up by the post. It really wasn't close, but from this angle at least, off the shot, you look at it and you say, whoa, did that just go short side in between Kogut and the post? But I don't think it was as close as anyone kind of thought.
Here's Whitman Park, 75 seconds left remaining. He centers that one to Kochenis. Couldn't get a clean shot off.
Get rid of it.
Oh, that was dangerous there as he was being converged on. Here's a chance for Ryder, saved by the leg pad of Kogut. Park trying to get it outside his own zone. Has a second chance, but he can't do so. Here's Team Morgan looking to claim the lead for the first time in this one. Snatched out of the air by Kogut.
Yeah, Kogut was really strong in game one against Team Slater, despite the fact that majority of the goals went in against Kogut. I mean, that was kind of at the end when the wheels started to fall off the bus for the short bench Team Posa, so can't necessarily hold it against him. But he was really strong to begin, and he was a big part as to why they kind of found that hidden momentum and hidden energy to take that 2-1 lead after it looked like they were just hanging on to a 1-0 deficit by a thread.
Good keeping near the blue line by Team Morgan. Shot thrown on towards the net, more of a pass. That one slips just wide. DePonio spins it down to the far side corner. 33 ticks remaining on the clock here. Xavier Dahl had it, gives it off to his teammate. Now up at the point for Gino DePonio. That one trickles to the far side corner. 17 seconds to go in the second period. Deadlocked at 2. Here's DePonio with it. Gives it down low to his teammate. Centering pass, skips up in the air. 7 seconds, now a puck at center. Possible chance here for Team Posa. Who's at center? Here's Combs trying to charge it down with 1 minute remaining. The clock will hit 0. And after 2 periods of play, we are deadlocked at 2. Quick game recap courtesy of, we'll say Michigan Elite Hockey, courtesy of Ryan Radosevich and Sean Mesa. There we go. That's who it's courtesy of. First goal of the game scored by Costa Karadimas 3 seconds into this one. Following it up a couple minutes later, Caden Mason got the second goal for his squad, assisted by Whitman Park. And then in a span of just under a minute, Xavier Dole, a pair of goals. The first one primarily assisted by Cameron Alvarado, secondary assist to Brody Hilton. And then Dole, second goal of the game, assisted once again by Alvarado, and Gino DePonio picking up the secondary assist. We stand at 2 aside after 40 minutes of play.
I mean, that was a very impressive back half of that start of the second half, but a really impressive back half of the first by Team Morgan. I mean, it sounds cliche to say next goal probably wins this hockey game in this aspect. There's still 20 minutes to play, yada, yada, yada. Next goal wins this hockey game. Very cliche statement, but I think if Team Morgan scores this next goal, I think they're going to walk with it. If Team Posa scores this next goal, I think it's up to Team Morgan in the next 2 minutes following the goal to make me make up my mind, because they've been really good at responding. Team Posa hasn't been insanely well at responding immediately when they're kind of kicked.
Team Morgan picked up a 5-4 victory against Team Miller in dramatic fashion to kick off Young Guns last week. Team Posa 0-1. They had a 2-1 lead going into the second half of the game, and then it was Team Slater, their enemy. I can't really say enemy. They're the team they were versing up against. Don't want to spark some bad blood at all. Who scored 4 straight goals. So Team Posa, they had the lead 2-1. They lost it last week. We'll see how they respond. They've got a wealthy bench compared to this one, and looks like we're going to have another penalty called on Karadimas.
Yeah, there's a scrum in the corner, and I think the referees are saying his arm extended a little bit in the midst of the scrum. So once again, here's the Team Morgan power play that looked pretty darn good in the opportunities they've had.
0 for 2 officially, as that one's perfectly cleared outside the zone all the way down the ice. So Team Morgan looking to get their first power play goal, and they've definitely had their chances, but they've come up just short. Walk up throws it to the far side corner. Picked up by DePonio down low. Trying to connect quickly there with number 12, Luke Weaver. We're assuming it's Luke Weaver. We didn't have an official number for him, so we're just plugging in number 12 for Mr. Weaver this evening.
That is indeed Luke Weaver. I'm just gonna cancel it out right there. That is indeed Luke Weaver.
There we go.
Slotting the honey bake gear.
Walk up into the zone. puts the brakes on in the corner. Pestered there by Matthew Nida. That one spun up to the blue line, but kept in. Flamini takes a shot, blockered, rebound in front.
Flamini's got a tough release.
Flamini over to Dahl. Dahl looking for the hat trick. He's got his team's 2 goals on this one. That one tied up in his skates. Couldn't get a clean handle of it. It's Nada on the half wall with it. 42 seconds of power play remaining for Team Morgan. In the corner. Walk up now puts it behind the net. And that one will trickle down the ice all the way to Nebus. Team Morgan going on a half change. Dahl stays out with Walkup, who banks it off the backboards. Fresh skater on and Luke Dumas. Excuse me, Jack Dumas rather, as Flamini takes that shot, ramps off a stick, up and out of play.
Flamini, I'm really dangerous with space in the offensive end. That release is pretty lethal. It's one of the better ones I've seen in the now nearly 3 full games that we've watched here at Michigan Elite this year. One of the better releases, especially from a defenseman, that I've seen so far. And I like the Team Posa. They realized that after his first shot. I think they realized that, and they said anyone but him. And I like how they collapsed right there, got their sticks in the lane, and they looked like that was their only focus on that shot, was just disrupt it any way we can.
Team Morgan's power play will trickle down to 0 in this one. Karadimas outside the box, back to 5-on-5 hockey with 17:30 to go in a deadlocked third period from Big B Coffee Ice Cube of Brighton, formerly known as Kensington Valley Ice House. If anybody was wondering, yes, there was an official name change last summer. But Kensington Valley Ice House still lives on in all of our hearts. That one Stevens couldn't handle, but he'll pick it up behind the net cleanly. Through center, rather. Dylan Levin gets it back. Bouncing off a couple sticks. Levin with a shot. Saved by Kogut. Team Posa in the gold, losing that one as he entered the zone was Walter, so offsides on Team Posa. Team Posa, head coached by Sam Posa. He's played many levels of pro hockey as a defenseman. He's played in the CHL, the ECHL, a couple leagues in Europe. He's the former captain of the OHL Windsor Spitfires, and he currently coaches the team in gold. Speaking of the team in gold, rather, here's a chance. Adair with it. Pass toward center, spinning shot, saved by Nebus. Shot taken by number 23, Noah Walter. Trenton Rockman gives it off to his teammate Dumas. Dumas pestered at center, throwing that one in his 11. Alvarado on the half wall. Levin leaves it for his teammate. Trailing behind the net, Dumas. Throws it back up to the point for DePonio, back to Dumas. Dumas trying to get down low. It's picked off by number 40, Somer Bashi. Battle for the puck in the near side corner. Loose in the near slot. Levin couldn't get a clean shot on that one as it's air rifled down the ice. 15:40 to go, and that one will come all the way back for an icing.
Yeah, right now, I mean, Team Morgan just looks comfortable. And I have to say, Team Posa, despite a couple chances that have just gone sideways, haven't been able to connect fully, they don't necessarily look comfortable. The next goal is so much more important for Team Posa than it is Team Morgan, and that feels really weird to say in a 2-2 tie.
Team Morgan able to get that off the draw. Alvarado firing a shot through traffic. Kind of surprised Kogut there as he saw it last second skip wide. Good play there by Whitman Park pressing in. The keeping at the blue line unsuccessful. Here comes Team Posa, 3-on-1 developing. Fake shot, takes it off the right leg pad. Good rebound control by Nebus, able to get it out of harm's way as here comes his team charging down the ice. Alvarado, far side, centering pass. That one just wide. Mikey Yee with the opportunity. Another chance there. Alvarado ramps that one off the side of the net. Taken in his own zone. Here's Zachary Wanzel. Throws it over to Combs. Wanzel once more trying to connect with Combs. It gets there as he charges that one down. Combs with Park. Back to Combs, but that one taken by Gino DePonio. Just over 5 minutes gone in a deadlocked third period. Here's Gino DePonio curling in the near side corner. Brandt with it, gets the pass off, but that one just outside of the blue line. Jacob Brandt, the forward from Chelsea High School, or skating for Chelsea High School, I should say. Alvarado taking that shot, whisks just wide. That one, big bounce off the boards. Here comes Team Posa with a chance. Nada with it towards the middle of the ice. Shot taken, saved by Nebus. Another shot from the high slot. Loose in front. Oh, that one goes just wide. Matthew Nada couldn't get a clean stick handle on that rebound. Uh-oh. Great poke check there by Flamini. Here's a chance for Team Morgan. Shot taken, but good backtrack by Nada, who just had that opportunity to thwart that chance.
Yeah, it was kind of flat-footed in the essence for Jack Johnson right there. I think he really had a very slim chance to get a high-quality shot off on that breakaway. With the fact he was flat-footed, Nada was kind of in the midst of the transition back defensively.
Walk up on the half wall, takes a check and throws it down low for Anthony DePonio. Karadimas now welcomes that puck, but his pass is picked off. Taken by Hilton. Now Karadimas once more, he's got his head up. Being charged down by Ryder, he evades him. Karadimas able to get it back. Throws it far side, now going high slot. Gathered a couple bodies in that slot. Now it's taken the other way. Team Morgan looking for their first lead of this game. Flamini taking the shot. Bounces off a body. Rebound behind the net. Low angle shot as we got an arm up in the air from the referee. Team Posa will touch up on this one. And another looks like a roughing call this time called on Matthew Nada, as Team Morgan will once again get a power play opportunity. Their fourth power play opportunity of the evening.
Yeah, it didn't look like Coach Posa was too happy. I don't know if it was toward his own player or the fact that it got called, but I mean, you can obviously see his face right away was kind of a look of, are you kidding me? So we'll have to see. I mean, the whistle has been very active in the first and third. The second period kind of swallowed a little bit, I have to say.
There were some calls that could have been made, but hey, that's why we're announcing up here, and we're not wearing the stripes down there. Here's a chance, though, short-handed, shot thrown on net. Left leg pad saved there by Nebus, and great opportunity there for Team Posa just to get some valuable power play time off the clock and even forces a face-off in the offensive zone.
Yeah, really good look right there. They just get anything shorthanded. I mean, this is the part where if you're Team Morgan, you're at the face-off, usually control, and yep, they want it.
Team Morgan has been the favorable squad on the face-off dot this afternoon, to say the least. Jack Dumas in the far side corner, trying to give it back to his teammate, but that one's picked off. Blastic with it. Being tracked down by number 12, Luke Weaver. Here comes Team Morgan with their fourth power play opportunity of the evening. 0 for 3 so far. They're looking to get their first lead of this one. Trailed 2-0 early, tied it up at 2, and that's where we stand. Below the goal line, Xavier Dull, who's got 2, banks it off the back of the net.
He was looking for a cross slot pass right in the back door.
Nice feed in front. Just entangled a little bit there, but I like the creativity. It's going right back to the front of the net was Weaver.
Weaver's got some skill. Weaver's got some hands to him.
Massimino throws it down low to Dahl. Can't handle that one cleanly, taken by Dumas.
Pair that with his frame, too. He's going to be a dangerous part of this power play, and they've tried to set him up 3 times.
42 seconds remaining on this power play as it's stick handled by Jack Dumas, number 42. Now a pass in front, backhander lightly onto the net, saved by Kogut.
Once again, they set him up for a 4th time. They know who's one of the more dangerous players in the ice for him. Here we go. Oh, my goodness.
Dahl's cross ice feed picked off. Great stick there by Adair as they charge 3-on-2 back the other way, shorthanded. Adair wants it all himself. Can't get the shot off. Rebound in front. And the net comes off his hinges as taking the shot there was number 23 for Team Posa, Noah Walter.
Yeah, 2 different plays, though, right there where one more pass probably does it. There, I'm not necessarily saying yes, but a drop pass might have been the best one right there to the trailer that kind of leaked behind him and filled his own lane. But on the rebound especially, one more in front, you probably catch Nebus veering over to his glove side post, and you probably get a wide open net.
Team Posa able to control that one off the dot, but not for long. 10 seconds remaining on Team Luke Morgan's power play. They'll have one more chance here as the seconds tick down. Alvarado with it. Goes towards a high slot. Gets the pass off to his teammate. Ooh, shrugged aside, rebounded, front buried. Dylan Levin gets his team the first lead of the game right as the power play expires. It's Team Morgan up 3-2.
Yeah, there is nothing that Koga could do right there. Made the save. It wrung his bell off his mask, but it's also, I want to point out, the third point of the day for Cameron Alvarado. That one a secondary assist. He had the first two primary assists, but he set that entire thing up. You said they had one more chance at the tail end of the power play. Alvarado split between two attackers on the near side wall, found a man up top of the umbrella, leaked down, shot, right off the mask and the rebound. That's beautiful.
So Team Morgan, who started this game down 2-0, 3 unanswered goals, and they've got the lead.
They actually give it to Gino DePonio, so my eyes might have deceived me right there, but it looked like Alvarado's the one who started it, but nonetheless.
Stevens there, throws a shot on net, low angle, shrugged aside by Nebus. Just over the halfway point in the third period. Finally, that 2-2 game that's been there since about 13 minutes to go in the second period has been canceled, and here's a tying goal for Team Posa. Nebus could have tracked down the rebound, and it looks like Aiden Kochenis will tie this game up at 3.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Nebus in the net. He read that play perfectly. He knew exactly where the puck was supposed to go, but the pass gets picked off by his own teammate, and Kochenis puts it right in the back of the net. Nebus going over to his glove side post, had no chance to recover. That's a tough one because you do everything right. You do everything you're supposed to do, Ryan, and just the puck bounces the wrong way one time, and all of a sudden you're left out to dry, and there's absolutely nothing as a goalie that you can do on that one.
So 43 seconds go by after the Team Morgan lead-stealing goal, or lead-taking goal, I should say, and now we're tied back up at 3. Here's a chance rising over the far side corner of the net. Karadimas now with it. He's got his head up. He'll put on the brakes, give it back to the point. That one's taken by Smith. Smith, high slot, shot taken, deflects wide.
It's not a lot if you're Nebus, especially in goal. It's not a lot that as a goalie you're upset that you did the right thing. Because if he was slow on the reaction, he would have had a chance. But since he did the right thing, he had no shot. It's the beauty of the game.
That one air-mailed through center. Skips all the way to Kogut, and he'll cover it up, waiting for that whistle.
I also want to take this moment to spread the propaganda that goal right there is a prime example of why goaltending is not something you can relate on stats. There is not a single time where I believe you can look at a goaltender's box score and make a picture of the game. You can make a kind of estimate, but there's no chance, because right there for Nebus, that goal just on a stat sheet looks bad, but if you're watching the game, it's one that you look at and you're just like, as a scout, you write off as had no chance. There's the 3 boxes as a scout when you're scouting a goalie, really, that you see throughout all levels of junior hockey going to pro or college. Had a chance, iffy, or no shot. And right there, I'd say no shot.
9 minutes to play here in the third period. We were deadlocked at 2 entering it. Now we're stuck back at 3. That one could have been tipped, says the referee, so we keep playing as that one goes all the way behind the net of Nebus. Flamini spinning down to the ice on that one, able to get up and keep play going. Here's Mikey Yee. Had a great opportunity backdoor early in this one that kind of handcuffed him. He's looking to right his wrongs. Jack Dumas, or excuse me, that's number 42 for Team Posa, Olo Sorman. That one stepped up and out of play. Watch your head if you're Luke Morgan on the bench of Team Morgan. Luke Morgan played 3 seasons for U of M as a left winger. Currently plays for the Kalamazoo Wings and coaching Team Morgan.
I think right now what I'm looking at, too, with the 2 benches, look at the Team Posa bench. I mean, they've been sitting all game, yes, so nothing's really changed, but for me, the body language coming off the bench doesn't look ecstatic, doesn't look awake, doesn't look attentive, or at least as attentive as they looked when they quickly took a 2-0 lead, and it was like, all right, let's keep it rolling. They really need some pressure. I'm not saying they need a goal very quickly, but I'd say in the next 3 minutes, they need probably a handful of good scoring opportunities or at least some established zone pressure to start feeling good.
No arm up in the air as a player spills to the ice. We've seen, I'd say, the most calls that I've seen in my 2 years of calling Michigan Elite Hockey Young Guns. There's been a lot of power plays in this one. It's chippy, it's fierce, and that's what you love to see. You love to see the competition. You don't want to get out of hand, but you love to see the competitiveness from every single player here in a summer league like this one. Shot taken there by Adair. Rebound covered up by Nebus.
Would have loved to see a drop right there, but it's a really good play charging onto the backside post. I didn't think, given that rush establishing, that there was any given chance at all for a rebound. I really didn't think there was any opportunity at all for a rebound going any way, but they were able to get a look at it.
Nifty little play off the boards, but he can't chase it down. Adair will get there first. Ooh, that was close. Maximum effort thrown in there on the play by, I believe, Brody Hilton as he crashed into the boards a little bit awkwardly. 7 minutes remaining in a deadlock at 3. That one skips over the net. Looks like it somehow hit off the back post of the net. No, that was off the lip of the boards there. It takes an awkward bounce up and out of play.
As I said, though, Team Posa just needs a chance. They need something to go their way that gives them a little bit of feel-good right here because, yes, it's tied. I'm not saying anything against that. It's tied, but the way this game kind of feels, it feels like if there's a lucky bounce that's going to be given out by the hockey gods, it'll be to the team in blue. If there's a deserve the win-o-meter, I think it favors Team Morgan just a little more than it does Team Posa right now.
The Sean Mesa deserved a win-o-meter. Deserved a win-o-meter. There we go. That one got me tongue-tied a little bit. Sadly, we can't get that one on the screen for you guys, but it's there. As here comes Xavier Dahl looking to complete that hat trick, throws that one into the glove of Goget.
Might be one of the many segments that I'll self-condone here throughout the summer league. But if you're Team Morgan, hey, you're rolling. It's 3-3. You're looking for a bounce to go your way, and honestly, the message on the bench right now needs to be just keep doing what we're doing. 2 of the goals that have been against us are goals that we really can't control. The first and the last one that they've given up are just goals that just kind of happen.
What about the want to win a meter? There we go.
I mean, I can't judge that. I always say 50-50 because people like to say, oh, it looks like this team wants it more. That's just not true.
Xavier Dahl with it, throws it to the center ice. Coach Ennis has that one skip off his stick. Dahl back with it. Dahl stick handles his way in. Turns back to Alvarado. Alvarado, open space, takes it. Shot just off the lower mask of Koget and wide.
That one stung. You could see Koget right off the save. That hurt. That rung him a little bit, and you saw him shake his head, kind of look up. That rung him because it hit him right under the tip, right under the chin of the mask, and he definitely hurt it. I'll say that.
Combs with it behind the net. Puts it far side for number 14, Wanzel. Wanzel through center, trying to connect with Nada. Wanzel with it. He's got people centered back door. That was a chance there for Stevens to take the lead for his squad. Gino DePonio throws it into the corner. Dahl able to pick it up. Dahl to his teammate. Wraparound opportunity stopped there. Jack Johnson on that opportunity. He'll fight for it back, but it's taken the other way by number 14, Wanzel. Wanzel stretch pass over to Stevens. That one skips through his stick. 5 minutes to play in this one. We are deadlocked at 3, and if we end this third period still tied, we'll see a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. Everybody loves to see that, maybe, except for if you're the goaltenders, but that's something that we'll say fingers crossed, because this game is very close, and I suspect we might be going to overtime in this one as Gino DePonio throws it far side. That one just enough for icing. I didn't think the referee was going to call it there, but had enough juice, and we'll skate it back 200 feet down to the opposite end of the ice.
4:27 remaining. We are going to have a 5-minute 3-on-3 if time permits. Or, I mean, if the score permits, I should say, and then it can end in a tie. So no shootout, 5-minute 3-on-3 to follow if there is a tie. But, oh boy, did I just jinx it?
Here comes Team Posa. Kochenis centering pass. Oh, couldn't handle that one. Whitman Park had a great opportunity. Couldn't keep that one clean on his blade.
Yeah, I was gonna go down to Nebus and say my fault. That goes against your stats, but it goes against my stats. I would have had a -1 expected goals.
I think you like double jinxed that one, the fact that Park couldn't get a clean handle on it. 4 minutes to go in the third period. Team Slater and Team Miller battling just after this one, but we gotta get a winner, get a conclusion going on in this deadlock. Here's Blastic. Shot thrown over towards the net, looking for the top corner, just goes above it. Rockman almost loses it, able to get it back in his own zone. Little flipper pass over to Levin. Can't handle that one cleanly off the boards, off the high glass. Blastic takes it. Blastic, nifty move, tried to get past one, couldn't get past the second. Smith will backhand one over to Wilkerson. Flamini trying to press in. He'll get a glove on it, and it's taken by Rockman. Blastic with it in his own end. Circles around. Wilkerson the recipient of that. His pass taken the other way. Levin pressed to the boards by Wilkerson. Sorman with it now. Calmly plays it around too, but takes a big hit as he played it for maybe just a little bit too long. Now him and Flamini joust for a bit, but it's taken by Team Posa. 2 minutes, 45 seconds in the last period. Putting that one deep into the zone was Walter. His team going off in a change, tried to get it there to Blastic, who had a great opportunity unmarked in the low slot. It's taken the other way by Flamini. Throws one on net, paddled up into the netting, and out of play by Kogut.
Yeah, one thing I gotta say that really actually impresses me, more than almost anything, it's a thought I've kind of had for a minute, but through 3 games now, the contest we've seen, we talked about it in week 1, Ryan. You didn't expect the games to be that closely contested. I think that speaks to the talent level and the amount of output that Michigan Elite has gotten over the years. Mike Wainwright said they had a big turnout at tryouts, and honestly more than they expected to have in the draft skate. And they had to send more names home than they wanted to. They wanted to take everyone. They just didn't have enough teams. They didn't have enough spots. So maybe expansion coming up, but I mean the talent level out here is just so parodic and so extremely, extremely good.
Massimino trying to connect with Dumas there behind the net. Bashy with it. Taken at center the other way by Mikey Yee. Draws 2 defensemen, check to the boards, and now it's taken by Adair. Adair, no stranger to keeping this puck on his forehand as he skates it through center. 1:40 to go in this one. 3-on-3, 5-minute overtime looming. Unless there's a last-minute goal, unless there's a hero. And last week that hero was the man with the puck, number 14, Jacob Bryant. He broke a 4-4 tie with 7 seconds to go to get Team Morgan their first win on the first week of the young season. Here's Mikey Yee, skating from Milford High School, tried to break through a number of skaters. Taking the other way, Matthew Nader with it. Nader trying to connect with his teammate Blastic. Blastic decided to skate an opposite direction. Here comes Alvarado with some speed. Looking for that top corner, just goes over the net.
I think Kogut might have got a piece of it. I think it might have fluttered off the top of his paddle because it looked like it changed direction on the trajectory to the crossbar. But nonetheless, just missed it. Try to put it right where you're supposed to.
Karadimas throws it up the boards, taken by Nader. 45 seconds remaining in this one. Alvarado spinning with it. Will we have a less than 10-second goal 2 games in a row for Team Morgan? They've got the puck so far. That pass intercepted, though. Here comes Karadimas. Waiting on top of that blue line. Couldn't get it over cleanly. Taken by DePonio. 22 seconds to go. Team Morgan charging down the ice. Centering pass there, just out the outstretched stick of number 23, Jake Ryder.
Oh, no.
Oh, that one could have been dangerous, but it's chipped down the ice instead. 8 seconds remaining. And unless Speedy Gonzalez comes down the ice, it looks like we will be headed to a 5-minute sudden death, 3-on-3 overtime, and week 2, game 1 between Team Morgan and Team Posa. as 60 minutes is not enough to separate these two squads.
That's what we were told. So I think the look on the benches, from the players at least, Ryan, is, so what are the rules? What are we doing? That's kind of what it looked like. They kind of just, a couple of them looked like they were ready to come off the ice. A couple of them looked like it was like, oh, okay, great tie, but this is going to be fun because we talk about the talent level here on the ice and how parodic it is. I think, I mean, obviously, it's common sense. 3-on-3, more ice, more skill. That's where talent and speed goes. So I'm really expecting, if I had to say who's really going to do something in this period or in this 5-minute overtime that's going to be spectacular, I'm looking on the back end of both teams. I'm looking at Luis Adair. I'm looking at Cameron Alvarado. I'm looking at those two to quarterback. Their respective, I would have to assume they're both going to start here in the 3-on-3. I'd have to assume that both of those are the two defensemen you put out there. Could not be. I could be totally wrong. And Alvarado is going to start for Team Morgan, so we're on the right page. Adair is not on the first three, but was right on one of them, so batting 500, Hall of Fame.
So a quick recap in this one. It was Team Posa taking a 2-0 lead 3 minutes into the game. Team Morgan eventually battled back. Xavier Dole with two goals himself in 2 minutes. And here's a chance for Team Posa to end it in overtime. Backhand puts it into the net. A beautiful play there. Team Posa takes this one in overtime. What a beautiful play.
I mean, that's what Team Posa did. That's how they scored the first goal of the game. They scored it fast. They scored this one 10 seconds in. It's how their chances came. They caught Team Morgan off guard, and that's a beauty. And that's a big-time win for Team Posa. After it looked like they were just going to kind of fumble this one away, they get a big-time goal and a big-time spot. They walk away with a winner. That's a really good look for Olo Sorman.
I believe that was Sorman. Couldn't read his number on that one, but either way, what a play. About 5 seconds into overtime, give it 10 to make it count. What a play there. What a nifty forehand to the backhand, lifts it over the goaltender, and we've got our game winner in overtime. It couldn't take 60 minutes, but it takes about 60 minutes and 10 seconds as we've got our winner in this one, and hopefully we'll be able to interview Olo Sorman with that game-winning goal coming up in just a couple minutes. But what a game.
Yeah, so we're going to kick you aside. Welcome back, Ryan. You're going to be joined by Olo Sorman in just a second.
We're here with Team Posa overtime game-winning goal scorer Olo Sorman. Olo, how do you feel after scoring that goal there?
It was a great goal. Great pass by Andy there. Just got to keep it simple, forehand, backhand.
For a backhand, absolute beauty. Did you think that you were going to be put on that top line there going in overtime by your coach?
I did. I was confident I was going to win that face-off and we were going to make something happen as a team, so yeah.
You guys got the win last week. Didn't go in your way. You guys dropped the game. But this week, you got a 2-0 lead, and then what happened after that?
Oh, we slowly got away from our game, but coach got us right back on there, and we figured it out. Kept it simple.
And is this your first time being coached by Sam Posa?
This is, yeah, he's a great coach. Great guy.
What about him makes him a great coach?
Great communicator. Great at letting us play hockey, and he's just great at all the stuff he needs to be great at, so yeah.
Obviously, long season, but you guys pick up the overtime victory. What do you think of your chances? Are you guys taking this one home?
Yeah, we are. I think we got a great team, great guys, great atmosphere, so yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me up here in the booth, Olo. Go celebrate with your team, and we'll see you guys next week.
We'll see ya.